mountain. Colonel Dinny is back with me. Colonel Dinny, a very unspeakably tragic day. There is a confirmation that 11 of the 14 persons on board that helicopter, have been killed in the crash. No names have been released just yet. We're awaiting a confirmation, but the worst is being feared given the pictures of this accident. Your opening comments on this terribly tragic eventuality, sir.
Oh, extremely disturbing news, Shiv, although there's no confirmation as such, but 11, as you mentioned, we know that there are fatal casualties and extremely sad, and there are no words to actually express the kind of shock one is to react to such a situation. And especially as a faculty at the Defence Service Staff College, where I remember you also had come as a guest lecturer there to deliver the talk to the students there. So the procedures and it's all well laid down, standing operating procedures for all kind of speakers who come there, and especially for the Chief of Defence Staff. I remember when he had come in 2018, if I remember correctly, also I was there. And what I'm trying to say is that even these choppers, before the VVIP land in Wellington, they make multiple rehearsal dry runs, and such minute details are followed. And as you've been saying in your show previously, that these are one of the best pilots in the world with so much of experience of flying. And even if there are bad weathers and such like issues, also they know that area so well that even that what altitude they need to fly to avoid those mountains and such like things and all. So it's really tragic, and one really finds it very difficult to fathom that why how did it happen, how come such a high profile dignitary on board and such a crash. And absolutely there are absolutely loss of words, Shiv.
Absolutely. I mean, I share your sentiment and emotions. There is a complete and deep sense of shock right now that an accident of this kind would happen. Any accident is shocking. It is perhaps even more shocking naturally when it involves a senior officer. The safety protocols, believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, they are the same no matter who is flying, because the loss of any human life is unacceptable. But here you've got the top military officer of the country, General Bipin Rawat. He's the country's first Chief of Defence Staff, and his wife, who were on board that helicopter. There are all kinds of speculations circulating on social media, and that's why we are waiting on the government, the Defence Minister, to come out and put out some clarity. Because there is a huge degree of anxiety for families of those on board that helicopter. Even though I can confirm to you that the Indian Air Force is already in touch, the Indian Army is in touch with the families, and the Indian Air Force Chief has already left for the spot. He's left for Coonoor. Colonel Dinny, would you like to comment on that? The Air Chief, rushing to the spot at this point of time. This was the Chief of Defence Staff. This was an Indian Air Force helicopter. The message this sends out, is of commitment, to the truth, to getting to the bottom of what happened, and also to pay tribute to those who've been lost. The Air Chief personally going to visit.
Absolutely, Shiv. The Chief of Defence Staff is the highest serving military officer of our country, and the fact that the Air Chief himself is coming to see the site and to get a first-hand information of exactly what has happened shows the kind of the resolve the people at the highest level have to find out exactly what went wrong or how did this happen. And secondly, a person of Air Chief's experience, once he lands on ground, like the famous saying that one look is worth 1,000 reports. So he can have a first-hand information and exactly what with his experience of vast flying, he can immediately come to know. Although of course there would be people do wait for the final report. But the experience is something which people can immediately come to know exactly what happened, what went wrong, and hence he can go back and brief the Prime Minister and the Raksha Mantri and give a accurate input to exactly what happened, rather than just so much of speculations in the social media, unnecessarily being played up by many.
Okay, so we're going to put all of that speculation aside. The Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane, in fact, has just arrived at the Defence Ministry in South Block, where he is briefing Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. We understand that shortly after this, the Defence Minister will be making that statement in Parliament. The government is to issue a